to be with you tonight and talk about something that is very, very important to me. If you'll notice earlier today, I put up a picture of me. On the left, I was having all kinds of issues with my weight. And you know, I had lots of inflammation and I didn't understand what inflammation actually was. And so I want to share that with you tonight. I want to share inflammation with you, what chronic inflammation is. And we want to discuss that because we want to find out if it's causing you issues in your life. As we age, a lot of us begin dealing with inflammation. And I have recently done a lot of research on this. And, you know, I accidentally reduced inflammation in my life. How weird is that? And I'm going to talk about that later, but it changed my life. And so that's what we're going to talk about tonight. Inflammation is a good thing, kind of, all right? Real inflammation is, because how many of you, and almost every single one of us can say yes, right? How many of you have ever got a cut on your arm or your leg, or fell down when you were a kid and skinned your knee? Anytime you injure yourself with a cut, it turns red, doesn't it? It gets sore. Well, that is inflammation. Why does it get red? Sometimes you'll say, well, it's got bacteria in it, that's why it got red. But really, it gets red in response to white blood cells that come into that area and want to heal. So the scabs form, the tissues heal, all those things, right? So inflammation is a really good thing. And you know, like if you might bruise your knee or something, a lot of times, maybe if you don't cut it, it swells, it bruises, it's red, sometimes it's hot, it feels like it's burning and it just aches. That's inflammation. That is a sign to the body to, hey, I've got to heal. I've got to bring in these blood cells and heal it. Hi ladies, it's so good to see you tonight. So that's good inflammation. What we're going to talk about tonight is chronic inflammation, why it's bad, and how it can destroy your body. It even causes cancer, all kinds of things. And it causes you also to not be able to lose weight in many situations. As you guys know, I lost weight after the age of 50 and I've kept it off. I'm now 55 years old and I help women all across the world lose weight. And a lot of times when they're not losing weight like they should be, maybe their calories are right where they need to be, maybe they're working out, and they're losing weight, they're like, Allie, I'm putting in a lot of work, I'm not losing weight, what is going on? And I ask to look at their foods. And so all of my clients, they basically track their food in MyFitnessPal, and it's a really, really good thing. If you've not used it, you can use the free version. It can really help you in your weight loss journey. And just use the free version of it. You don't have to have the paid. And in that, I can see a list of their foods that they ate for the day. We can go back just as long as they've worked with me, and I can look and see what foods they ate, okay? And this kind of tells me a lot about them. Now, it doesn't tell me about their previous life before I was working with them, but it tells me about their diet life right now. And the reason I want to look at those foods is because I want to clean up those foods, and I'm getting ready to tell you why, okay? Because if you're having trouble losing weight and you don't know what it is and your calories are low and you're working out, it could be hormones, and we discussed that last week and we've discussed it several times. Hormones can really be an issue for us as we age. It could be your metabolism is slow because of muscle loss. We've talked about that before, but tonight we're talking about inflammation, okay? Inflammation is chronic. This kind of inflammation I want to talk about that can affect you in all these ways is chronic inflammation. It can not only just not keep you from losing weight if you're working out and keeping low calories and eating pretty well, it can cause things like this. Here's what happens. Let me tell you what happens first. So when you have chronic inflammation, your body has a response to a threat that actually is not there, okay? Now listen, what happens is we're taking in things, or things are happening in our body, and our body says, oh my gosh, I've got to heal her, okay? And this inflammation, like I said, is good in the beginning. It's good because it heals our wounds, right? But when our body perceives there's a threat and begins to heal, send white blood cells in to things like our joints, and our tissues swell, and it causes our some of our tissue inside of our knee to erode, it can cause things like arthritis. So if you're dealing with arthritis, you are dealing with inflammation. Most of us didn't know that. I just thought arthritis was a disease, and I had no clue that it was also related to chronic inflammation. Not the inflammation that just heals a cut, but overboard, your body overreacting, okay? Also, there are many other forms of inflammation, the effects of this chronic inflammation, things like mental illness. Can you believe that that is a symptom and caused by, and a lot of times, inflammation, chronic inflammation, our body trying to overheal itself. Also things like cancer, high blood pressure, heart disease. There is so much more. Not being able to lose weight, not being able to keep the weight off. All of a sudden you're puffy. You're not feeling good. You're achy. Your joints ache. Your muscles ache. You can't figure out what you did, why you're feeling so bad. And I was at that place. And if you look at that picture of me I posted earlier today, maybe I posted it yesterday. It's been a lot of long work days. But you'll see that my face, even though I weighed more, I think I weighed probably only 20 pounds more than I weigh now. If you look at my face in that picture, even my eyes are almost closed. My eyes, the shape of my eyes is even different. At that time, I was so achy. I was exhausted all the time. I didn't know what was going on. And now I know it was a lot to do with not only hormones, but inflammation. And I want to talk to you about that tonight because I was able to change my body and my weight and finally get it off after fighting it for so many years, up and down, up and down, up and down. And this time I was able to keep it off. And why? I'm going to tell you why. And I hope that this really, really helps you. Who wants help? You guys want some help? I needed this a long time ago, and I wish someone would have taught me about this. So I think it's a really good thing. I'm excited that you're excited. This is going to be good. So we can get things like, if you've been diagnosed with Crohn's, if you've been diagnosed with autoimmune disease like Hashimoto's, those type of things are results of chronic inflammation. Cancer, even type 2 diabetes can be as of a result of chronic inflammation. There is a lot of things going. Gout is another one. I made myself a little bit of note. It can, and doesn't only affect like things like your joints for arthritis, it can affect your organs as well. So it can cause heart disease, lung disease. It can cause you problems with your kidneys, and it can cause weight gain, and it can cause you to have trouble losing that weight. So how do we get rid of it? How do we get it under control? Okay. One of the first things that we want to do, I kind of got my notes out of order for some reason, but one of the first things that we want to do to control inflammation and to get it under control, this chronic inflammation that's bad for us, is make sure that we're sleeping 7 to 8 hours a day. And that's hard when you're going through menopause, right? It's like, oh my gosh, I can't sleep, And so I want to tell you one thing that really helped me sleep. Somebody gave me a heart. Yeah, it is hard to sleep. I lost my weight while I was going through menopause at the age of 51 and 52. I'm now completely through menopause. I'm 55. And I'll tell you what, sleeping is an issue, right? So one of the things that really helped me, ladies, is taking magnesium powder, not the hard pills, they don't break down as easy, but taking magnesium powder in water. And I want to say real quick before I move on, if you decide to take magnesium, it will help you sleep, it'll help your muscles relax, you'll feel better. But magnesium is an essential mineral that you need. And chances are 75% of Americans are deficient in magnesium, and chances are you are as well. So look into it, but I want to give you caution to please go slow. Start your dose slow, because if not, you could cause yourself to have loose stool, you could cause tummy distress, those types of things. So ladies, get you some magnesium. It will help you. If you have things like chronic constipation, it's going to help things like that too. But get it, it will help you sleep. It's helped me really stay asleep at night. I might get up once during the night, but I'm not getting up 8 or 9 times. So check it out. If you need an example of what type of magnesium I take, first of all, I take Calm Magnesium. It's magnesium citrate. And I'd love to send you a link. It's not something I sell, but you can find it on Amazon, Walgreens, all of the above places, okay? Anyways, moving on. Okay, so we want to make sure we're getting enough sleep. We want to make sure we're getting water. Did you know that dehydration causes inflammation? Why? Because our bodies are at least 70% fluid. They're at least 70% water. And when we're not drinking our water, our bodies have this inflammation response, this something's wrong response. Isn't that crazy? And so we need to make sure that we're getting our hydration. So get your water in every day, at least 8 12-ounce cups. I drink a gallon a day. I have worked my way up. And if you're like, hey, Allie, how can you drink a gallon a day? I'm going to tell you, I worked my way up slowly. I hit the bathroom like 15, probably more than 15 times in the beginning, because I thought, I'm gonna drink a gallon of water. And no, just work your way up. Start it with a goal like 64 ounces, and that's a half a gallon. And then once you get pretty used to that, then start working your way up, and it will change your life. Now, if you're a little tiny short thing, like 5 foot, don't try that. I'm 5'8". I was 5'9", I shrunk, but and so 5'8", I can drink a whole gallon. But if you're 5 foot, man, a whole gallon's gonna be rough. So, maybe make 96 ounces, 3/4 of a gallon. It'd be great for you. So that is number 1 and number 2. Sleep and get hydrated, okay? And number 3 is the biggie. All right, here is the thing we want to do to, let's start with this, the things that we should avoid. Now, this list is ridiculous, because you guys know that I believe in diet as a lifestyle. I don't believe restricting foods like, you can never have a donut again, you can never have, I think that's ridiculous. How many of you guys think that restrictive diets have really been awful to you, right? So yes, Alicia said yes, I agree. How many of you, I hate restricted diets. I want my clients to always have a balance. I don't believe in keto. I tried it, it failed me. I lost a little bit of weight and then stayed there. And I don't believe in all these fad diets, but I believe in living a lifestyle of balance. And when I say this to you, it's very hard for me to say, because I'm saying, chronic inflammation is caused by these foods. And for me, I'm like, okay, but we've got to find a balance. And most of us, including me, have been completely off balance in my lifetime with these foods. And I didn't understand that they were making me sick. Now I still eat them, but I don't eat them every day, and I don't eat them like I used to. My whole diet consisted around these foods I'm going to talk to you about. Okay? And so I'm not telling you, Ellen says I need my chocolate. Ellen, I love chocolate. As a matter of fact, before I got on here, I ate a Reese cup. So I believe in a balanced diet. I don't believe restrictive diets, you go on them, you can only do them so long, and then you fail. And you go right back to the same old pattern of eating that got you in the mess in the first place, right? And so they're not good for you. They're not good for you mentally. They're not good for you physically. And it's just that whole up and down kind of thing. And, I hate those. So let's make a lifestyle out of it. So as I read these foods to you, I do want to tell you that, just find balance. And I'm going to talk about that more in a minute. So bad things to take out of your diet. Number 1, processed foods. What are processed foods? Processed foods are anything in your grocery store that's not on the outside walls of your grocery store. That's cereal, pasta, bread, cakes, cookies, all of that, even protein bars that I love, all of that processed stuff, our bodies have inflammatory response to, chronic inflammatory response. Sugar is one of the main ones. Added sugar, refined sugar. Things like juices with added sugar, Cokes, even the Cokes without sugar. Those are processed things, that chemicals and things that our bodies weren't even made to consume. So we were made to consume things like chicken without the skin, and those kind of healthy things. And one ingredient foods like broccoli, Brussels sprouts, all of those, rice, believe it or not. And I'm not low carb. Enjoy your carbs, sweet potatoes, white potatoes, those kind of things. But here's the thing. Those are foods that right now are no fun, right? They're no fun. But here's what I always tell all my clients. Things like the processed meats that are also these foods that are processed, like pepperonis, lunch meats, and, salami. All of those things are processed. Sausage, bacon. I mean, the list is large, right? Those are processed food. Things like crackers, chips, pretzels, certain oils cause inflammation, like soybean oil, corn oil. Oh gosh, I thought corn oil was one of the better oils. It's not. Things that cause this are fried foods, like chicken fingers. I love chicken fingers. And here's one that I hate to even say: alcohol. Alcohol in excess. Okay, so when they talk about alcohol causing inflammation, low levels of alcohol can actually decrease chronic inflammation, but that's like under 5 ounces of wine at one serving, once per day. Okay, so once a day you can have wine if it fits into your diet, 5 ounces or less of red wine, and it helps decrease inflammation. There you've got a reason to have some wine. But any more than that can cause excess or chronic inflammation. Now, I said all those things and we're thinking about, what the heck do I eat? Okay, so those things that are more natural, that would sit on your counter, if they sat there for a week, they'd be rotten, or less than a week. Those types of things. Those are the things that are unprocessed. They don't have all the chemicals in them to make them stay around longer and not rot and mold and get, nasty. And so those things are the things we want to focus on. So if you want to get inflammation, reduce that chronic inflammation that causes disease and the weight you haven't been able to lose and all that, then focus first on those foods. Now, the things like the pasta and the white breads and all those things that we love, right? We need to let them be secondary, okay? So I want you to, when you sit down to eat something, let's say you're gonna do dinner tonight, instead of having pasta be your number one food on your plate, some spaghetti with some sauce and some white bread, like garlic bread on the side, what I'd prefer is you to make a food like, get you a protein, like a piece of chicken breast, and make your meal revolve around that. Get you some green vegetables like spinach, things that are not inflammatory like that. And then you can have some spaghetti, but make that a smaller portion, not your main meal. Things like that will change your life. So see, you can still have some of that, but I would limit the processed food, things like the crackers, the added sugar, the cookies, all of that to at least less than that 20% of your diet. Ladies, it will change your life, and it won't only help you lose weight, but it is going to get that inflammation down, how you've been aching, your joints hurting. You know what? And we talked about last week or the week before how it helps you balance your hormones. So there are so many reasons, not just weight loss, to get your diet right, because it's going to make you feel better. It's going to help balance those hormones and do you so much good. I'm going to put together a list of foods that I want you to avoid or maybe not avoid, but eat less of, less than 20% of your diet. And then I'm going to give you another list of foods that you can enjoy as much as you want. Okay. Now, if you're trying to lose weight, you want to make sure that you're on a calorie deficit. But if not, you can eat these foods and you will fill up so quick. One thing that my clients say is this: at 1,200 calories, I want you to hear me. Listen, if they have 1,200 calories on a coaching call, they will reach out to me and say, Allie, you gave me 1,200 calories. And the first thing they say, they don't say it, but I know they're thinking, I can't survive on 1,200 calories. And it seems very low. Now, we talked about this also in the past on our videos. And if you haven't been able to watch these videos, go to the top of this page, Bod Babes of the Bod Garage, and go to our featured section at the top, and you can see all these videos. But we talked about this. So a bag of chips, a little individual bag of chips, right, is about, a Lay's, I think, is 210 calories. But to get 210 calories from a piece of chicken breast with no skin, that you can flavor up all kinds of different ways with dry seasonings and make it really good. Some people put it in the air fryer so it doesn't dry out. There's all kinds of ways to make it taste really good. But listen, it takes 8 ounces of meat, chicken breast, to equal the same amount of calories as that little bag of chips. Now, we all know if you're going to eat that little bag of chips, you're going to be hungry. I mean, you need something to go with it. It's not going to keep in your tummy very long. It's going to be gone. But that chicken, it's going to fill you up, and it's going to keep you full for quite some time. And 8 ounces of chicken, nobody wants to eat a total of 8 ounces of chicken, right? So I'm not even going to eat that much chicken. So I'm actually going to eat less than 210 calories on that chicken. Now, if I build my meal around that, listen to this. Here's what my clients say. They say, Allie, you gave me 1,200. And I know they're thinking, oh my gosh, I can't survive on it. But when they change the way they eat, their food volume goes out the roof. Why? Because they're eating healthier foods. They're eating chicken breast, and they're eating vegetables, not the ones that have all the sauces on them and all the extra calories, but they're eating them just the way they come out of the garden. The closer to nature, the way that it was made for us to enjoy and eat, the better. And the volume of those foods are high and they're low calorie, okay? Even fruit. I love fruit. How many of you love fruit? I want to know your favorite fruit because I eat fruit every day. I have carbs every day. My favorite fruit is blackberries. Okay, I love it right now. It used to be apples. Before that, it was oranges, bananas. I love olives. What's your favorite fruit? There's Abby on here. Abby, I got your message, hon, and I'll get back with you. I'm sorry I haven't. I've just been slammed with everything. Ellen, her favorite fruit is chocolate. No, that's from earlier. But anyway, so you understand that when your volume of food, here's what my clients say to me about 2 or 3 days in. They'll send me their food logs at night, and they'll say, Allie, I was only able, Ellen says she likes wild organic frozen blueberries in her smoothies. Yes, so good. Teresa, good to see you, girlfriend. Mango, grapes, and raspberries. Oh my gosh, yes, so good. I love grapes too. Alicia said I got her hooked on the blackberries. You know, the blackberries are so good, such great fiber, such low calories. They're so good for you. And here's the thing with the dark fruits, like the dark berries, they fight chronic inflammation. So good. I didn't even know that a long time ago. So good. Have the blackberries. They're not only giving you your fiber that you need, they're fighting that inflammation. They're going to help you lose weight. They've got some great vitamins in there and nutrients that are going to be so good for you. So good. I love you guys' ideas, but I love right now, my favorite is blackberries. Okay. And so those kind of things are so good for you and low calorie. Even a banana is fine. You have it. Have a banana. You don't eat bananas, 6 or 7 of them a day. But once again, you got to find balance. So here's what my clients do. They send, I keep getting off track. They send in their calories and their macros, which are their protein, carbs, and fats, and they're like at 800 or 900 calories. And I'm like, you've got to get your calories up. And they're like, Allie, I feel like all I'm doing is eating. And I'm like, I'm told this almost every single day. When my clients start eating the right types of foods, and they still have fun too. They still will have, a piece of bread or some Ezekiel bread or some chocolate like I had right before I came on here, or we just find balance. And what happens is we can't hardly eat all the food. If I give you 1,200 calories of real food and I set your proteins at 120 grams a day, which we all need to really get, your food volume is going to be probably more than you'll understand that you could even, you'll be tired of eating. And that's what my clients say to me, Allie, I'm eating so much food. How am I going to get it all in? And they're eating 800 or 900 calories. What that tells you, ladies, is that when we eat these processed foods, the calories are really high on them, but the volume of that food is low. Even on things like ketchup. Did you know that like 2 tablespoons of ketchup, you could just have a donut? Can you believe that? How many of you knew that ketchup was that many amount of calories? How many of you? I didn't know. No, I didn't know. If you didn't know, give me a thumbs up. Let me know. I had no clue. Yeah, Alicia, I didn't either. Anybody else? Did you know that ketchup had that much? How about salad dressing? Holy mackerel. I was shocked. Like 2 tablespoons. I didn't even look at my salad dressing. I used to just dump it all on there. I didn't realize, oh my gosh, it's just as bad as ketchup, but I used more of it, right? And so I had to learn what to eat and what not to eat. And I'm going to tell you, the MyFitnessPal app, it's free. It's going to help you learn about your food. So track your foods. It might be a pain in the rear end, but I'm going to tell you this. It's going to teach you about your foods. And you'll want to focus on those foods that are just in their natural state. Donnie's checking on the ketchup now. Donnie is my brother, so yeah, it is crazy how much ketchup we can use. I just start digging in it and ketchup. Now mustard you can use as much as you want. The calories are low, but that ketchup is nuts. Let me see what I missed here. So these foods cause not only inflammation, but they cause, those processed foods cause us also to have imbalanced hormones. So when we're going through menopause and our hormones are already like this, eating those processed foods and not getting our sleep, not drinking our water, it's causing our hormones to just, it's making everything worse. And so when we start getting our foods balanced and getting our foods right, hi Wendy, you know what? We get that chronic inflammation under control. And like I said earlier, that's a big deal because chronic inflammation causes things like cancer and heart disease. It's awful. Arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis. It causes so many things, not only weight gain, but we ache and we hurt. It causes our hormones to just go nuts. I didn't realize dairy. I love dairy. Dairy has over 60 hormones in it. So if you can find, if you can go to unsweetened almond milk, do it, ladies. It will help change those hormones. It will help you balance out those hormones. Think about those kind of things that you're putting in your body. Cheese even. Oh my gosh, I love cheese. I can't eat it anymore because I'm lactose intolerant and my body has crazy reactions to it. But I love cheese, but I want you to really find a limit on that. We eat it in so many things. We put it on so many things. And, really watch that because it has over 60 hormones in that. And it's just going to cause your hormones to just, during menopause, just go nuts. Okay? So we want to do things to reduce that inflammation. Like I said earlier, we want to eat those foods that, like the lean chicken breast, the lean turkey breast, the ground turkey breast, the things like you want to eat this, especially salmon, the fatty fishes, if you can get that in. Now, if you can't eat salmon, I'm going to tell you why it's so good. It helps to reduce that chronic inflammation because of the omega-3s. So if you cannot eat salmon or the fatty fishes like sardines or something like that, then take you a supplement of omega-3 fish oil every day. And I'm telling you, some of my clients have had joint pain for years, and I start them on omega-3 fish oil and their joint pain goes away, sometimes in a few days. I kid you not. It's amazing to see. Also, to reduce chronic inflammation, not only make sure you're getting your water and your sleep and all that like I talked about earlier, but your exercise. 30 minutes of exercise every single day. You know, it might look different for all of us. All of us have different issues in our life. Some of us had knee pain, and as we age, all kinds of things, right? But get that 30 minutes in every day. It's going to reduce that chronic inflammation and your stress and help with hormone levels. So, I mean, it's just another, and help you lose weight. Things like the magnesium I talked about earlier, zinc, potassium, and vitamin D are all great supplements. If you want to buy some supplements, invest in those and take them on a regular basis. I have so many that I threw away over the years. I'd buy them and quit taking them. But that magnesium powder, get that. Calm is a great way to go. I can give you a link to that. It's on Amazon. It's in Kroger. It's in Walmart. It's everywhere. But I enjoy it. But listen to me earlier because I want you to do it in a certain pattern. I don't want you to go overboard and make yourself ill, okay? Things like crab. And if you're a vegetarian, you still need that protein. Tofu is a good one. There's all kinds of, I have a vegetarian protein like kind of supplement sheet, and if you need that, if you're a vegetarian, reach out to me. I will help you with that. If you know eating huge amounts of meat every day is just something that just blows your mind to think about. You know, sometimes 120 grams or 100 grams of protein seems like, whoa, that's a lot. But you can get it in other ways. And if you need help with that, reach out to me. That might be a video I do coming real soon. Another thing that helps you reduce that chronic inflammation is fats. Healthy fats. Oh my gosh, like not only the salmon and, you know, the fatty fish, but also things like avocado oil. Use that. That's a healthy oil that you can use. It doesn't have taste. Like the extra virgin olive oil sometimes can be a little bit bitter, and you can really taste it in your foods. That avocado oil is so good for your health, so good for chronic inflammation, so good for your hormones, ladies. Get it. Eat avocado, but eat it in balance, because avocado has very high calories. So make sure that you're not eating 2 or 3 avocados a day, okay? Because you're going to gain some weight. So find your balance, even with the oils, especially oils. So remember this, carbs are good. You can eat carbs. I eat them every day. Just eat not simple carbs like white sugar and white bread and all that. I'm talking about carbs like potatoes and like brown rice, black rice, those kind of things. They reduce that chronic inflammation. They're going to be healthy for your body. They're going to make you feel good and have energy, and they are wonderful. But eat them in balance, right? Everything in balance. Pumpkin seeds, they're good to help fight chronic inflammation. Pumpkin seeds and sesame seeds, great things. Nuts, but here's another thing with nuts. They're high fat, right? So anything high fat, I love fat. I don't ever eat low fat because it'll mess up your hormones, especially us ladies over 40. Eat your fats, but don't make your diet hugely about fats, okay? And so, but those nuts, they're high fat, so only eat a few of them. Don't sit and eat handfuls or cups of them. My mom sent me something and she said, I think she said she was eating half of a cup of walnuts. While that sounds really, really good, the calories for those alone were 357 calories for half a cup of walnuts. Whew, that's a lot. I told Mom, eat 10 to 12. Just count about 10 to 12 of the half, the half walnuts. And eat those and enjoy those and make those last. Wendy said you have a call that's coming soon. Good. I hope you call with me. I'm sure that's probably what it is. I haven't looked ahead in my schedule. So I look forward to talking to you. If you ladies would like to speak to me personally on the phone and just get some information, maybe you're having some issues, you can do that. Just send me a personal message and say, hey, Allie, I'd like to talk to you. And I'll give you a 15-minute window. I'll talk to you for free. I'll give you some advice. I'd love to help you. So this is what I do for a living. But if you just need a little bit of advice, reach out. Okay, I'll send you that link. Things like grains, but not like white flour grains, like whole grains. Eat Ezekiel bread if you like it. I didn't used to like it. I love it now. It's some toast. Nuts, instead of white crackers, try to get a cracker that's made out of something like nuts. There's some good ones out there. Yes, they are processed, but they're a little bit better for you than just the white flour. Just look at those ingredients. And I know this sounds like so much, but here's the thing. Take steps at a time. Don't overwhelm yourself and say, Allie said I can't have this, this, and this, and that to reduce my chronic inflammation and to make me feel better, to balance my hormones. While some people can be militant about this, quinoa, perfect. Abby, quinoa has protein and a very, very healthy carb source that breaks down slowly in your body. Perfect. Also, very high calorie. Eat it in small portions. Okay, it's very, very good for you though. What was I saying? I done lost my place. So let's move on. All right. So eating clean, cleaning up our diet. Oh, in steps, guys. Some people can be militant about it. They can go, I'm not eating this, not drinking this, that, and that, and this, and that. They can do that. Kudos. I tried that and I fail every time. I can do it for a short period of time. And I have worked with thousands of women all over the world and helped them with their diet. And I'm going to tell you, finding balance is the best thing you'll ever do. Don't ever look at a food and say, I can never eat that, unless it's poisonous to you, unless you're allergic to it. If you're having symptoms of really being allergic to dairy in some type of fashion, do not eat it. If you're allergic to peanuts, do not eat them. They will kill you. They could kill you. If you're allergic to shrimp, do not eat it. But I'm telling you to find a balance on the rest of it. And sometimes it's just walking it slow. It's like, well, you know what? I'm going to take sugary drinks and even Diet Cokes, things like those, out of my diet. Maybe that's step one. That's a great step. Once you conquer that, maybe it's the next thing. Maybe it's cutting back on things like the pastas, the crackers, all of those things, the white bread, and going to things like the whole grain bread, the 100% whole grain. It's got to say 100% whole wheat, not whole wheat as the first ingredient, because it's still not 100%. How stupid is that they are allowed to get away with that? That's wrong. But you know what? It's not only going to change your weight, but it's going to change your health. That puffiness that you saw in that picture that I posted here on this page is going to start going away. My clients will give me pictures of themselves and they only lose, when they've only lost like 5-10 pounds, and their faces start transforming. That puffy look that we get as we age is inflammation. And when you get rid of that, your face changes. Not only your weight, but your face changes because you're reducing that inflammation. And you're probably extending your life and your quality of life, okay? You're making yourself feel better now, and Lord knows how many years it could actually add on to your life, okay? So get your diet right. It's going to help you in not just weight loss. Get it right, and it's going to help you with your hormones and all those crazy menopausal and perimenopausal symptoms. And it is going to help your skin. It is going to help you look better, feel better in your clothing. It's going to help you in so many ways. That achiness and tiredness and exhaustion, it's going to help with that. Get your sleep and your water. Change your life, ladies. Make yourself a priority. And I always love to end with this, and I'm ready to go. I used to think that making myself a priority was selfish. Sounded awful. Putting myself first. These women out there saying, I'm going to put myself first. I thought, you are a jerk. There is something wrong with you. Shame on you. And then I realized what a mess I was. And that I was giving a very angry, yucky, sometimes just awful attitude to the ones I loved most. And you know why? It was because I wasn't taking care of me. I just thought, oh, I'm fine. I wasn't moving. I was sitting all the time. I wasn't getting my sleep. My hormones were crazy. I was inflammation out the roof, going through perimenopause and menopause and all of these things. And I did not take care of myself. And I was the awful version of me. So taking care of myself and putting my health as a priority and making myself first in a lot of ways has made me a better person. And it's made me a better person to those I love and to people like you that I get to help. And I love it. I love helping people. It is really a great thing. At one time, I thought I had no more purpose in my life. What was I here for? You know, my life was done. And now I get to help women all over the world just like you every day. And I get to do for a living. And I love it. And I hope that this information has helped you. And I hope that you will make yourself a priority and understanding that putting yourself first is a beautiful gift to not only give to yourself, but to give to those that you love most and to this entire world. You're even nicer at the grocery store. I love you, ladies. Have a wonderful night. I do these lives every Thursday. I'd love to know what you would like me to talk about next. If you're having issues or problems with something, send me a private message here. I love all the hearts. Thank you so very much for them. Or drop me a note here right on this video and let me know what you want to talk about. And I will see you right here next Thursday. You're welcome, Ellen. Thank you for joining me. At next Thursday at 5 p.m. Central, I'll be right here going live again. So join me right here and invite your friends. Ladies over 40, invite them. Invite them. If they're a woman over 40, invite them to come join us because it's really going to help them. And I love this community of women that we get to help each other, encourage each other, inspire each other, all that good stuff. You are so welcome, Teresa. Me and you need to grab some lunch, girl. You're just right across town. Abby, you are so welcome, hon. I love you. She's my sister-in-law, so amazing person. I love you. Give my love to all the kids and my brother. You guys have a wonderful night, and we will talk soon. Invite your friends. Now invite them over here.